Who's got it better than us?
Your home for the best sports coverage in Utah. You're listening to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake's got rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around. Flush it down, flush it down. Emo skater Ben with a devious grin. Jake rolls his eyes, lets out a sigh within. If rules had feelings, they'd probably cry. Ben's chaos just makes them fly. What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake's got rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around.
That'd be a funny draft. Things that are supposed to be good that are actually horrible.
Jake and Ben, join. What am I doing here, Christian? Apologies. Of course. Join Hans and Scotty on Friday from noon to 3 at Tim Daly Mazda in Sandy, 10785 South Auto Mall Drive. It is time for What You Got Wednesday. If you're new to the show, every Wednesday, Ben and I go head-to-head in 2 5-selection drafts, one sports-related, one not, and then we put it out to the Snap Talk voters.
What happened last week?
Yeah, what happened last week, Christian?
Last week, give me just a second to pull it up. Best all-time players from the college football playoff semifinal teams. Ben won 52-48.
Wow, close.
And least likable celebrities, Jake won 68-32.
Wow. Well, that's right up your alley.
That is right up my alley. Bill Cosby really brought it home for me.
A lot of Mel Gibson fans out there. Apparently, I hurt your feelings. Sorry, Mel loyalists.
Okay. So I have the first pick in the sports one, which I actually don't want. And Ben has the first pick in the not sports.
Yep.
All right. What's today's sports-related draft?
Jazz are playing tonight in Chicago against the Bulls. We're going to go with best Chicago Bulls of all time, but no Michael Jordan.
Two once very proud franchises.
Yeah.
That have fallen on hard times.
Best Bulls of all time, sans Michael Jordan.
The non-MJ Bulls.
Is there an automatic number one pick?
Of course there is.
Scottie Pippen.
Yep. Weirdo person. Not been great with his money.
Fine basketball player.
A heck of a ball player.
He's got a noisy ex-wife?
Larsa?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
He's
noisy. She might not be as nuts. He might be nuts.
She dated MJ's son.
Yeah, she dated Malik Beasley. Still not in the NBA.
All I said was noisy. That's noisy.
Sure. Yeah, she's noisy. Pippen might be dumb. All right. I will go with, is there an obvious number 2?
I think there is.
Do you? I'm going to go with Jimmy Butler. And I don't think that's probably who most people were thinking.
Nope. I'm going to go with Jerry Sloan.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. The original Bull.
That's the automatic. Have you ever talked to, I don't know if your dad would qualify, but I've talked to my dad about Jerry as a player, and he just raves about Jerry the player. Toughest guy I've ever seen,
Yep.
all that stuff. Jerry Sloan. He was the first Bull with their number retired, I think.
Yeah, he was the first Bull picked in the expansion draft. Because, again, Jerry actually didn't start his career with Chicago, which is what people think. He started his career with the Bullets. And I think after his rookie season, got picked up by Chicago in the expansion draft.
Yep. Jerry Sloan.
Yeah. Shout out Jerry. I had him number 2 on my board. I just didn't take him. All right, I'll go Rodman. Give me the worm. Also, loud personal life.
Very loud personal life. That is.
Did you read the story, his agent? There were some comments from his agent over the weekend.
No, what did he say?
Can't say it, but I thought it'd be up your alley.
I'm going to go with Derrick Rose. Won the MVP.
Yeah. Speaking of also noisy people.
I feel bad for him that Tibbs burned him out.
Why is he not higher? Just because his career was so short? His prime was so short?
Career short, bozo person. Yeah.
I think Dennis Rodman was a better player. I mean, obviously not very comparable because they are different
Yeah, I mean,
positions.
Derrick Rose won an MVP and won
all
Rookie of the Year. His career was so short in Chicago. I mean, he was always hurt. He was one of the, he was Ja Morant on steroids was a better player than Ja in his prime and was hurt more often and had equal legal troubles off the floor. So that's, yeah, absolutely. All right, I would go. Here's what's crazy. This list thins out quick. The Bulls do not have a great history of good players. And I could go way back in time. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try and keep it a little more modern. Another guy who's become shockingly underrated in recent history, Joakim Noah, who is awesome. Or as Dennis Lindsay liked to call him, Joakim Noah. Give me Joakim Noah.
Could not throw it in the ocean.
Couldn't. But, man, he helped you win basketball games. Very Dennis Rodman-y, actually. Couldn't score at all. You were way better when he played for your team than when he didn't.
I'm going to stay in the 90s era because I think that's what most people think about, and I'll say Horace Grant.
Okay. And then went to the Magic and beat the Bulls with Shaq. The only time Jordan lost in the playoffs during that run in the 90s.
I told you a story about my buddy Tony that sat next to Harvey Grant at a Washington Wizards game and thought he was sitting next to Horace.
Well, they were twins, right? Or at least very similar looking brothers.
Yeah, and they looked the very similar. But I guess Harvey had to stop him and he was like, "Hey,
you're talking to the wrong guy here.
I'm Harvey Grant."
Boy,
and probably followed up with, "I played for Washington and was good.
Yeah, it was good. I was also a good player.
My brother played for the Bulls and the Magic. Why would he be sitting at a Washington Wizards game?"
Underrated NBA family because Jeremy Grant, part of the fam. Jerry and Grant also. All right, I'm gonna go with DeMar DeRozan. You're killing me on this list. You just got better players, but
happens. Sorry, pal.
DeMar DeRozan.
All right. Man, where to go from here? Do you take somebody known for being a Bull or some? You know what? I'm going to stay with it. Why not? Everybody loved him. Tony Kukoc.
Oh yeah, good pick. I didn't have him on my list.
I think I could have taken some better players. We could talk after, but he's a pretty synonymous Bull.
Great player. Yeah, absolutely great player. Helped issue in the European craze. All right, I'll go with the other guy. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I'll go with Norm Van Leer.
Yeah, I didn't think old Normie would get me many votes.
Yeah, in fact, I should have gone with a more modern name. I probably could have taken Pau Gasol.
See, or like Ben Wallace or somebody who are all better players than Tony Kukoc, but who remembers Pau Gasol playing for
right?
the
And
Bulls?
honestly, I'd forgotten that he made an all-star team with the Bulls.
I mean, I thought about Carlos Boozer.
Yep. If you're talking about like Bulls guys,
yeah,
you're drafting at this point. It's like Luol Deng,
right,
and Ben Gordon, like lousy.
Kirk Heinrich.
Yeah, pretty lousy players. When we're talking about the 10 greatest of all time, you know, when you're talking about getting down to number 10 and you're picking between guys who were okay to good players in their prime, but not stars.
All right, review, Christian.
Jake, you had the number one pick. You went Scottie Pippen, Jerry Sloan, Derrick Rose, Horace Grant, and Tony Kukoc. Ben went Jimmy Butler, Dennis Rodman, Joakim Noah, DeMar DeRozan, and Norm Van Leer.
Like, with all due respect, Jerry being the number 3 overall pick and it not being an outrage is a sign that the Bulls didn't have that much talent. Like, Jerry was a good player.
I got both my guys because I thought I considered taking Jerry 1 because I thought
I
for
did too.
sure you would take Jerry 2, and Jerry's going to get you votes.
He is. You're going to win because you got Scotty and Jerry.
And
for
Jerry.
sure.
Yep.
And then Derek doesn't hurt when I'm getting Joakim Noah next.
Feeling good about it.
You had way better strategy than I did.
This next one, I think we're going to be all over the board, which I kind of like.
Absolutely.
What is our not sports topic today?
In honor of Rich Paul, we're going to go with people whose names you should not know.
People that we know that you shouldn't, in honor of Rich Paul. Like, why do I know
famous
Laurent's
names
agent so well?
that nobody should know?
Right. Okay. You have the number one pick, and I don't think there's an obvious number one.
Christian, do you? I'm going to go controversial right off the bat. I'm going Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah, we should know her.
We should not ever know Monica Lewinsky's name.
That is controversial.
She's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We should not know who you are, person.
Yep, totally.
And I think it's important to remember, Monica's fully the victim in that situation. Monica, no, she's a consenting adult, but the power imbalance is so dramatic there
You don't have to qualify it, Ben. We get why you picked it.
Monica Lewinsky. I'm not trying to hammer Monica.
This was
Bad
my.
phrasing.
I mean,
I'm not trying to
that's rough.
embarrass her.
Yeah, Monica was not on my board, so you did not take my number one pick.
Okay.
My number one pick, Dick Bavetta. Why do we know any referee's name, let alone
Correct, absolutely.
Dick Bavetta?
No, that's the theme. That's the name of the game is why do we know these people's names? But like there are people who are by design supposed to be anonymous. Why do we know who you are?
Dick, the game's not about you, bro.
It's not about you
It's
at
not
all.
about you at all. Why do we know your name? You stink, Dick.
Yeah.
Number one pick.
Okay. I'm going to go with another guy. You are a little older than I am, so I wonder if you have a better sense of this. And I wonder if there are some people who are like my parents' age, boomers, that would have a better understanding that this person was already famous. But I didn't feel like he was. And I'm going to go with Bernie Madoff. I didn't know who he was until he ran the greatest Ponzi scheme of all time. Was Bernie Madoff like
No, he was just another hedge fund
Ted
manager.
Turner or
Yeah,
these like
no.
super billionaire? Okay. And then he became infamous. We should never know who he is,
Sure.
A, because of his actions. But yeah, Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, you definitely are going in a way different direction than me, which
It
I
only
think is
gets
fine.
better. Don't worry.
Okay, see, some of these are going to give me no votes because I have to explain them, but I'm going to go with Elliot Ness.
Okay.
He wasn't even a cop. He was a treasury bozo that
Yeah.
busted Al Capone for tax charges, and yet we paint him as America's greatest law enforcement
Yeah.
hero.
Some detective.
False.
Yeah.
False.
Yeah.
Enforcing a law nobody liked.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Why do we worship that guy?
Yeah.
I'm sure we could find any
Right.
number
There's
of.
like even a Simpsons episode where they're like talking about Elliot Ness. Homer becomes a bootlegger.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I like the movie. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
The movie's great, but not FBI. He's not even a sheriff. He's an accountant. Why are we worshiping this accountant?
Yeah.
Lame. Elliot Ness.
No, I think it's a good pick. I'm going to go with a name that you said earlier today. It shocked me because it's not a name we talk about a lot. But again, to the point of this is probably somebody who should be anonymous.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to go with Johnny Cochran. You should not know who famous lawyers are.
There's-
Our willingness to make celebrities out of the law is a really bad thing in our country.
I could not agree more. I actually thought of that. But I did not. I wasn't going the Johnny Cochran route. I was going to go. Do you remember Rusty Hardin? You remember that bozo in the hat that represented Roger Clemens?
Oh, yes,
and
yes,
he's
yes.
that every athlete / celebrity in the world was
Yes.
hiring this guy for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I thought nobody would know. But I agree with you on the celebrity lawyer thing. Why do we know who you are?
Yeah. You shouldn't.
No.
You represent your client. End of story. So
I get you. I get you there. Okay. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with Scooter Braun.
Okay.
You're the producer. You're not the star.
Yeah.
You're the producer. Your role in life is to sit in the studio and help produce the
Yeah.
product. You're not the star. You're not the face.
Yeah.
You're not any of that.
Yeah. By definition, and remember this, Christian, you're behind the scenes. We
It-
told you to turn your mic on.
I'm
Honestly,
staying here.
It's the role.
No,
You're
it
the
is.
producer.
It's really important.
And actually, it's important that you stay faceless because then other stars hire you because you don't
Yeah.
suck all the oxygen out of the room.
All right. It's a good pick. Speaking of financiers, Jeff Epstein.
You were going super dark on this.
We shouldn't know who Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah,
is.
we should know who a lot of
And he is a household name. He is
is.
one of the most consequential names of the last 10 years in our country. And we should never know who a big money donor is to political parties, especially a guy who apparently donated money to everybody. But there were other reasons. So, Jeff.
Okay. I'm going to go with Steve from Jerry Springer. Now he has a last name, but I think people will know Steve. You know, he was the security guy
The bald guy.
for Jerry Springer that broke up all the fights.
He looks
And
like Chickless, who you were talking about earlier.
Everyone loved him. Everyone chanted, Steve. Why is it necessary for a television talk show to have a security guy?
Let me reverse engineer your question. If your talk show requires a security guy, you shouldn't have that talk show.
Yes, exactly.
If we needed somebody, an arbitrator, to come in to keep us from beating each other up every day, KSL Sports would cancel our show.
I don't know. That sounds like a fun show.
And that person would become a celebrity.
Yeah.
Because he breaks up so many fights amongst the world's most terrible people. Steve, we love you.
Yeah.
But why do we know who you are?
Steve from Jerry Springer. All right, I'm going to go Jackson Mahomes, who's been in
That's a good one.
several of these drafts for us. Bad family members, were siblings, et cetera, et cetera. But Jackson Mahomes is a name we know, and we should never know who Jackson Mahomes' brother is or who Patrick Mahomes' brother is. And the fact that we do, and I'm probably not the only person who thought of that who's listening to the show. And I actually had him number 1 on my list. I got him at 5 because I went dark.
No,
quickly.
that's a good one. You did go dark. Yeah, some of the world's most terrible people.
We'll talk after.
All right, my last one, and this will get me no votes, and I've already talked about this today. Billy Beane.
Yeah.
You're a terrible GM.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
I think it's Billie.
You got
Could be wrong.
lucky, and then you wrote a book about it. You wrote a book about what a genius you are.
He didn't even write the book. Who wrote the book? It's that guy who writes every book. Chris or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Tell the world what a genius you are. You were a subpar general manager.
Michael Lewis.
For a terrible organization.
And then you got played by Brad Pitt, which only upped your lore.
Why do we know who you are?
Yeah.
Do you know who the current GM
No,
of the Oakland
not
A's
a
was?
clue.
And then Billy Beane did a terrible job for like another decade after that book was written.
Yeah.
Why do I know who you are?
Yeah. I think that's totally fair. Other names on your list? Christian,
oh, yeah.
anyone
I've
jump
got,
out to
I've
you?
got tons.
No, I had no idea where to go with this. I
Okay.
am very curious to see what our listeners have to say, though. So if you have anything, send it in on the call-in feature.
All right, well, review real quick, and then we can digest further.
Ben, right off the bat, you came in swinging. Monica Lewinsky,
missed an S in her name.
Bernie Madoff, Johnny Cochran, Jeffrey Epstein, and Jackson Mahomes. Jake went Dick Bavetta, Elliot Ness, Scooter Braun, Steve from Jerry Springer, and Billy Beane.
I feel like mine require a lot of explanation.
Yours did. Mine didn't, which is why I think mine fits the name of the list. But you're going to beat me with the Bulls.
Let's see. I considered John Gotti, but then you went so into the criminal world. I feel like I couldn't do that. I had Ken Burns.
Okay, Ken's cool. I have not watched the American Revolution.
No,
I watched the first
he's a
episode.
talented documentarian.
Yeah.
Why do I know your name? Don't
Correct.
put Ken Burns as baseball or whatever. Just
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah, you're right.
You narcissist,
Yeah, you're
crazy
right.
person.
You're right.
Who else did I? Al Roker. Why should
The
you be
weather guy on TV. You get to know Al.
dude? And I know we have weather people that listen to this show, so I want to be careful not to
And have their
offend.
own fame.
But weather is just give me the weather. The
Sure.
weather is the star.
weather's the star.
not the weatherman.
Absolutely.
Dr. Phil, but I feel like I couldn't take him like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. I had Joe Jackson, which could have been either Shoeless Joe, but more importantly, Michael Jackson's father.
Yeah, you went super dark
well,
with this.
it gets darker. Mark Furman.
Okay.
Everyone knows Mark Furman. Do you know who Mark Furman is, Christian? Mark Furman was the detective who gathered all the evidence in the OJ trial. But then they looked back at his past, and he had a bunch of either racial profiling or racist remarks, and they kind of used that to paint OJ as the victim in the case. I could, after I went with Johnny Cochran, I couldn't take Furman or a true victim, Ron Goldman. You don't want to be known for being Ron Goldman. That was Nicole Brown Simpson's boyfriend.
Why are we doing this? Are
got
we trying
murdered.
to depress everybody listening to the show?
And then finally, Dodi Al-Fayed, who was in the car with Princess Diana when she
Oh,
got killed.
Lord.
I'm just telling you, that was on my list. I didn't pick those
Are you
names.
kidding? I've got names like Jerry Jones. Ben's bringing up Mark Furman.
Yeah.
And the person who died with Princess Di.
Well, we get to take different approaches in this draft. You said right before this draft, there's going to be a long list of names.
They
It's
do
gonna
it
be
to
a
me
wide
every time, man.
variety.
Just trying to do an upbeat draft segment, and Ben's got to bring up Mark Furman.
I thought you would have liked Epstein better.
Why would I have liked that? What? No, not even on my list.
Anyways,
He's not wrong. Just a little dark.
Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
I'm bringing up Elliot Ness. Ben's talking about the dude who died with Lady Di. Wow. All right, wrapping up the show. Coming up next.
Vote on Twitter.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.